Good morning, everybody. Well, today I was checking the weather and it is going to get down to 39 degrees here in North Texas. Today is October 16th and we haven't had any frost yet, but we will be. So anyway, it's going to get down to 39 degrees. Here's a little tour of my backyard. And of course, there's weeds over there I need to get rid of. But the compost pile did really well this year. It's settling down. We're waiting for the rain of leaves, which will be happening within the next month. So they will be coming. The acorns have been coming down since literally August 1st. So anyway, there's just a little tour of stuff that's going on. Roses did really well this year, even though we're here on the southern side of the house. This Winchester Cathedral is still blooming. I think this will probably be one of the last blooms. It's not the prettiest bloom, but you know, hey, it's still there. My David Austin, one of the climbing roses, is over here in the corner. It's doing really well. In fact, I gotta look and see what one it is. Oh, Tranquility. Tranquility, it did really well, but eventually this will fill up this whole space here. So at some point I will put eyes in the wall and run some guide wires across, and it can go up and over the compost area too to kind of keep that in check. But anyway, some of the things we have growing in here, there's little wildflowers that come up, and it's just a grass. And so I'll probably end up getting this out because I need to put some of the plants that I have over here in to get established for next year. So we'll be working on that this week and next weekend. So anyway, that's kind of where we're at. I've been kind of clustering all the plants over here. As you can see, my little bougainvillea in the pot that I thought had died early in the summer came back victoriously, so thank heavens the roots made it. So it's doing beautifully, but it's going to have to go inside. It can handle up to 32 degrees, but it cannot go lower. At least that's how it was in California. But we haven't had a period of cold at all yet, so they've had no chance to kind of get used to the cold. I've got a dahlia here in the pot, and I'm going to pull that in, and then of course we'll let it die back. There's some more dahlias over here, and I think because technically we're a zone 8, I'm going to go ahead and leave them in the ground and see if they come back. But that one here, there's another one that's in the ground and it's already kind of died back, so I cut it back. My one, what are you? Hydrangea is not doing well. I don't know if I've overwatered it, which is what I think has happened. So now it's got to dry out. I'm not sure. I might have to completely redo it. The other one on the other side is not doing well either, and they did stress this summer with the heat. Just the way it is. But over here, where the plumbago is, I took a bunch of starts, and I'm going to go ahead and pop this butterfly bush in the ground, and I still have the tag on it, and as you can see, the hardiness on this is down to negative 20 degrees, which is awesome. So, but the plumbago can't go below 32. It's a true zone 9, zone 10. So, and I'm going to dig it out, pop it in this pot here, and put in some more, obviously soil with it, potting mix, and then just put that in its spot, and then the plumbago will go out again next year. So anyway, just thought you might like a quick update. And the roses are doing beautifully. Here's another David Austin that I've got in the ground, and you know what? Oh, did I leave the tag? Yes, I did. What are you? There you are, Gentle Hermione, which is a beautiful, normally it's pink. Oh no, there's a bug in here. Look at that. He's chomping away. Well, late in the year. But next spring I will do preventative maintenance on those guys. But it's doing well. I'm going to try to bring all the canes down, actually on all of these. This is another one. This is like a climber, but a medium climber, and actually I had a piece break when I was putting it in, and as you can see I just taped it, but it lived. So it's doing fine. I'm going to leave that alone. It's almost like a graft. And this one is one that's actually meant to grow up over like an obelisk. So I've got to find an obelisk next year, and it is Tranquility. Tranquility, a little bit upside down. Beautiful one. And I think I'm going to try to get some of these canes to go up and on the fence, but usually canes die back in the winter. So anyway, what we'll do is we'll let the leaves all die off here in the frost, and then I will go ahead and bury all the canes. I'll just pile them under a ton of leaves, and so that should take them through the winter just fine. Here we've got another rose. I don't think this is, no, this is not David Austin. This is one I picked up at the garden center, and it is, and I am going to leave all these tags on here, but I got to get some better. Oh, I'm sorry, it is a David Austin. It's Albright and Rambler. It's one that they developed, but I think I'd still got it at the garden center. Got our Jane Magnolias, and they are putting out catkins for next year, which is good. This one, yeah, I think she's doing okay. Making sure we don't have any scale. That looks like it's not scale, so that's just part of the plant. And I've just put in this hydrangea that I picked up from Improving Winters, and unfortunately it's just gotten a lot of water. So anyway, so that's my fault. There's some white fly, but all that will get taken care of by the freeze that's coming. So, and I replaced that beautiful little cedar, or eastern cedar that died. That was so beautiful at Christmas last year out in the front porch and everything, and I'll probably end up getting another one, but I'll keep it on the front porch, or I'll keep it out in the front yard this year. Anyway, so I put in the little juniper that I've had sitting over here in this tiny, super tiny pot. You should have seen the roots when I planted it last weekend. But anyway, I had to build up this part of the yard with some bricks, and there's actually a set that you don't even see that's buried in the ground in order to raise it up. So it's 3 bricks high, and because of course the yard slopes, and you can see it a lot more this way. So you can see, well, that part's raised. There used to be a peach tree here, and previous owners took it down. They just never dug out the main root. So anyway, but you can kind of see how the yard is and how it slopes. And I turned this sideways, but then of course you'd be seeing this sideways, so I don't want to do that. But everything else is doing good. The holly's doing really well over here. It's got a few tiny berries on it. I haven't really fed it this year, so it's doing fine. But it's got some new growth going on, and you can just see in here, that looks like a little bit of a berry coming on. It looks like, yep, we got some little clusters of berries coming in, and oh yeah, here's a bigger berry in the back here. So those will turn red at some point. It's a female, so that's exciting. And I do have one other holly over there. I do need to get another male here in the yard and plant it close by. So anyway, there's the other hydrangea that wasn't doing well at the moment, but it does drain off really well, so it's doing better. Got a new lavender that can go down to -20, -30. I'm excited about that. I need to get some more, so I'm going to put that right here, because in the summer this will get a ton of morning sun, and this whole area on the southern side of the shed will be beautiful. And then next year, this baby, as you can see, is doing really well. Loves its spot, other than yellowing a little bit, but that's to be expected with me, and you know, just a little overwatering. But this is Eden Climber, and I got that about a year or so ago, and I've got it in here in the spring. That was the only thing I had planted in the ground for quite a while, but I knew I had to have it in early, so I will bury those canes also. And I guess I got 2 things in. I put in this little boxwood sometime after Christmas last year, and it's doing really well. It will eventually fill the spot, so I have planted it far enough so that it can grow 2 feet wide, or actually 3 feet wide by 3 foot around. And of course this pot will have to go at some point. My sweet alyssum has finally started blooming. I'm so excited. I haven't had sweet alyssum since California, and I'm just really happy. It's a different variety than they grow in California, but I'm really excited about it. I had to obviously put the cage on it because that keeps squirrels from chomping on it, because they go, oh, yum, delish, snack. So anyway, it's been raining today. It's been really beautiful, really lovely. The orange tree is, oh, I should show you the orange. It's doing beautifully. I'll just stand here and show you from here. But anyway, I had to wrap it because the little squirrels, or rats or something, were snagging oranges, and I was like, oh no, terrible. They got 2 before I got to them. So anyway, I wrapped that with bird netting, and they have been able to ripen. I'm gonna have to wrap it this week because I don't want my oranges to freeze. So they'll do fine. They'll do fine. There's another rose over there. straight over that way in that pot, and it's been in that pot for a couple of years, so it does fine. I did just put some more dirt around each of the little small hollies. It's a real small leaf holly, and then the boxwood in there, and then put some extra dirt, because it always washes off, because I didn't build this quite right, not tall enough, you know. Anyway, but anyway, put that in. I put some leaves around them for the bottom. The peony will die back for the year, but you know what? It made it through the entire summer. It's its 4th year alive, so I think it likes its spot. Maybe next year I'll finally get some blooms. Yay, which would be lovely. You know, I'm gonna have to pull her out and, you know, move her into a slightly less shaded spot. That's what I'm trying to say. Anyway, here's my pile of things that I've been collecting and planting all year, and it's just, they need cleaning. The other ones are clean inside the shed, but here's the angel wing begonia that I just took a bunch of cuttings from, and those cuttings are all right here. So as you can see, I did what I learned from Monty Dawn over at Gardener's World, and the folks there, to just take a little old pencil, kind of like this, and you just make a divot in the thing, and then you put your, you know, you go all the way down, actually, obviously, and anyway, you poke that in a couple spots, and you put your plants in, you know, your cuttings, try to get a little bit of a node. So quite a few of these have nodes. So I've got the angel wing begonias on one side, and I just realized I put everything in backwards. Hello. That's kind of funny. Okay, these are angel wing begonias. That'd been funny later. And blue plumbago. Luckily I can tell from the leaves what they are. But I went ahead and got these prepped and ready so that I can have a tray. We are going to heat the greenhouse. Technically it's a big shed, but we are going to heat in here again. As you can see, I've got all of my stuff for starting seeds this next year. And I'm going to try to make a bunch of seeds, bunch of annuals, so that I can get this yard looking the way I would really, really like it. We're going to spend the winter working on running water lines. Charles has already talked about helping me redesign, and you know, even though he doesn't want to do it, he will help me dig the stuff, because you know what, it saves about $4,000 or $5,000 when you do it yourself, and we've done it before, and hopefully this is the last time we ever have to do it, unless we get another house at some point in the future. So anyway, there's a little look at the yard. Some things have been doing real well. The citronella plants have done super well. I never even got this one, the companion, I put in the ground, but it was too hot over on the southern side, so I've got to get more shaded this year. But this is an agapanthus, and it's done really well, so I'm just going to leave it in its pot. They actually like being crowded, so they're fine. And then the citronella, wish you could smell it. It just smells exactly like a citronella plant, and it's so nice because when, you know, your dog walks by or you walk by and you brush up against it like this, it releases its scent, and it's just really just heavenly. It's kind of a lemony scent, which I really like. So anyway, and then of course I had a boxwood in here that was beautiful last Christmas. It was a lovely cone shape, quite tall, and it had done beautifully. In fact, it was just a hair bit taller than it is right now, but all that died back in the winter, what I'm talking about, in the summer with the heat. So anyway, some of the plant was still alive, so I thought, oh well, heck, I'll just make this part into a topiary and that part into another kind of a topiary. So I actually need to split them. In fact, I should pull them out today and box them up, get them in the greenhouse so they don't freeze, because it's got new growth on it, as you can see. There's a ton of new growth. So I want to get that going, but really excited about that. Here's another one of my roses that's done real well. This is another David Austin. I can't remember what it is, but anyway, it's a beautiful pink, and it's small at the moment, but as you can see, it's starting to grow. So it's liking its spot. It's doing real well. I am going to take all the roses out of here. I've had these David Austins in here, and I think there's a different plant in here. And I'm just going to go put in shade tolerant things. You know, it was a bummer because it was an experiment to try to go ahead and do roses here, but as you can see, they get leggy. They go towards the sun, and they just never really do well. This guy just dies back every year, and this was a fantastically beautiful David Austin rose when I had it in a pot. So it will go back in a pot, I think. And it is scepter dial, so don't look at it now. Sorry, David Austin. It's looking really rangy and ugly and everything, and I will cut it back and it will be fine. So anyway, it just doesn't like it when it gets overwatered or underwatered or too much heat or not enough heat. So it's gonna move out there and it should be much happier. So anyway, that's what I plan to do in the next few weeks, is get these guys moved and bury them, you know, really comfortably under everything. And then I will put things like this little guy who can tolerate shade under the window. These little guys who are Loripe, and as you can see, they're loving just being in their little cans. They were selling these guys for $1.98, which was much better than $3 a piece, because usually they're quite expensive, and I probably should have bought 10, but that's okay. So I'm just gonna dot them around in here. And of course I got some of these guys, and I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna plant them in here too. They always die back, but they'll come back next summer, and they'll be fine. 2 more David Austin roses that I got from Pearl Winners recently. They are, oh heck, I forget what they are. Oh, I'm sorry. Crema Reminiscent, and I'm sorry, that is not a David Austin. And what's the other one? Let's see, it is, oh, Coral Reminiscent. So those will both be beautiful, but yes, they're going out that way too. So anyway, that's kind of how our yard is doing. Everything's going well. You know, just kind of a sloggy, muddy mess until we can, at some point, afford to either pave this or gravel or do something, you know, but the price of, as you know, lumber and everything else is real expensive right now. My husband is going to build a little patio over there. That's his kind of next project. He wants a little area where we can have the smoker barbecue. And right now it's just wood storage, as you can see, but some of that will get reused, and it's kind of nice to have little pallets and things around to do projects with. So that's kind of where we're at. And of course, he moved things in the summer and just threw them up there, just out of the way. So yeah, sorry it's such a hodgepodge, and you're going, oh, your yard kind of looks ugly. Well, you got to have ugly before it gets beautiful. So anyway, I will leave you with some beautiful bougainvillea for your day. So thank you for coming along and enjoying the yard with me, and we will see you next time. Take care.